something about you.
What's up, y'all? So I'm back and I got a special guest with me again.
What's going on? My name is Alex, like last time. Just a guest here.
Yeah. Before I go into this video, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at @the9holland.
Y'all follow me on Instagram, AH Music Ministry.
Okay, so just a disclaimer. This is a video about, we're basically just, I put some questions or like a poll on Instagram for people to ask us questions about marriage, relationships, anything of that nature. Yesterday we celebrated 5 years of being married. So technically we're still newlyweds, people would say, but I feel like we done had a lot of experience, so
We've been through that.
yeah. So disclaimer for anybody who's watching this video, seeking to be married, you're in a relationship with your significant other, you're thinking about marrying them, you have negative I guess views on marriage. We believe in Jesus Christ. So if you are not a follower of Jesus Christ, this may not be the video for you, because most of our advice will be solely based on that. So let's get started. All right, so the first question is, as a woman, how do you know if your husband has found you? So when you are dating or courting and you feel like the person that you're dating is the person for you, I feel like it will be a good feeling. And if you have the Holy Spirit will tell you, lead you and guide you, because it gives you discernment for a reason. So it will lead you and guide you to show you, this is my husband. Everything will line up. Won't be no confusion. You may have some bumps in the road, but everything will just go smooth. I feel like when I saw Alex, I knew he was my man. And that's just because he was fine. But like, before I saw him, we had been like going back and forth on Instagram, not about anything pertaining to a relationship, but like it was just natural. I would say it was very organic. Nothing was forced.
Next one is, what challenges did you have to overcome individually to be prepared for marriage?
That's a good question.
For me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the youngest of two in my household. So with that automatically comes just like me being spoiled, you know what I mean, getting everything my way pretty much. So that comes with a little bit of selfishness. Like, I had to put myself on the back burner as a man, as a husband, you know what I'm saying? Then later, a father, like, you know, I had to put my wife and my kids' needs before mine. That took like a little bit of adjusting, for sure.
Yeah, when you get married, everything don't just stop as soon as you get married. People think, oh, when I marry this person, then I'm gonna automatically be more mature, or I'm not gonna be selfish anymore, or I'm not gonna be spoiled anymore. But it takes time for y'all growing together, for y'all to grow out of the individuality that you have. Not saying that you can't have individuality when you're married, because you're still an individual. But when you come together, you become one. So all of that selfishness, being spoiled, you always want your way, you're not used to this, when you get married, that it's out.
Sure.
I feel like we already answered that. Person says, how did you know this was your person? You want to answer that? Because I already kind of answered it.
I can answer it.
How did you know?
From my point of view, so before, I already knew Nana from school or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So
I didn't know him.
She knew who I was, y'all.
I knew of him. I didn't know that way.
She knew who I was. But like I prayed for her in a way. Like, I saw her one day on Instagram, and this was back when I was making like drum videos, stuff like that. She used to post singing videos, and I always thought she was like cute, you know what I mean? But she just stayed in a relationship, so I kind of, you know, just played back. You know, I wasn't tripping.
You should have shot your shot.
I should have. But
what is he doing?
But anyway, man, I prayed for her. She came across my timeline one day. She made a cover to Beyonce song, and she sung the song, And I promise you, I got chills. Like, watched the video like 10, 20 times, got chills every single time. And right then and there, like, I knew, like, yeah, that's who I want. So I prayed a real specific prayer. I said, God, if she for me, put her in my life. And like a couple weeks later, maybe a month, I got the call, which some of y'all might know, like, the story of how we met. But I got the call to play drums at a church. And that's kind of, the first rehearsal of me coming in. She was there, we saw each other. It went from there. So.
Okay. Next question is, what's the most important thing that keeps your marriage strong? I feel like we both can answer that. 1, 2, 3. God.
So.
God, like, if he's not your foundation, you don't have one. Your foundation gonna be on sinking sand. It's not gonna last. It's nothing. If Jesus Christ is not the center, because it takes 3 to be married. It's not just you and your spouse. God has to be the center. So, real short and cute. The Lord.
Next one is, how do you handle disagreements? I'm the type of person that like to talk about it. Like, if we got something going on, I don't like it to marinate. Like, let's talk about it.
I'm gonna let it marinate, baby.
Yeah.
Overnight, let it get real seasoned.
Yeah, and I'm the type, like, let's address it now, because I'm not what I look like walking around the house a day, an hour, 2, 3, 4 hours, not talking. You know what I'm saying? We gotta, at the end of the day, we gotta go to bed together. You know what I mean? It don't make sense to be walking around each other mad, quiet. Now, I have learned to kind of give her space in the moment, like if it's a heated moment or whatever. I've learned to give her space. As far as like an argument, but a disagreement, you gonna disagree because y'all
about everything.
Yeah, y'all 2 different people, 2 different upbringings, 2 different ways of thinking. So you gonna have disagreements. A lot of it too, you gotta learn to compromise. Sometimes we disagree with stuff. Or I may disagree with something she may say, but it's like, okay, let me see from her point of view. She might be right, even though I disagree in the moment. She might actually be right, and vice versa. So that comes with compromise as well.
Agreed. Well said. Let's see. Oh, I got to answer this one. What have you learned about communication in marriage? So me being the one that doesn't want to communicate, or I never used to want to communicate. It was something that I really had to, I prayed about it and I asked God to teach me how to be a better communicator. Because when we first got married, when we first started dating, I wanted him to read my mind. Like, I felt
impossible.
I had the mentality, like, I shouldn't have to tell you this. But really you do. Because you have to teach that person how to specifically communicate with you, how to specifically love you. So I had to learn, okay, let me just put my pride aside and let me communicate what I like, what I don't like, when I feel like you're trying me and stuff like that. So I've learned that communication really is key. He's always been a good communicator. Like, when it comes to like where we at, our whereabouts and stuff like that, we was always good about that. I was always good about that. Like, he never had to question where I was at. I never had to question where he was at. But as far as like when he said, like, when we having disagreements and stuff, or if something were to happen, rather than just sitting on it and ignore him being in the car mad or being in the house mad, when you could just say, hey, I didn't like that. So y'all got some good questions.
Let me see. Our next question is, what do you wish you had known before you got married?
I can write a book.
I feel like when we got married, man, on my end, I felt like I was ready, and I felt like I had it all figured out. You know what I mean? As far as like me taking on her as a responsibility. I just knew I was in love, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of just went off of that. Same. I said I was ready. I had an idea of what I thought marriage was, but I couldn't have been prepared for like all the other stuff that come with it, man. Like, and it's a decision that I would never go back on. Like, if I could go back, I'd make the same decision again. But I just wish I had known, like, just the responsibility. It's more than just, hey, we husband, wife, we're living together, same last name. Like, this is truly my responsibility. Like, You know what I mean?
And I'm a big responsibility.
Like, you know, this is truly my responsibility. So that comes with getting up, going to work when you don't feel like going to work. Because, hey, bills got to be paid. She need gas in the car, stuff like that.
You got to change my tire. I don't know how to change no tire. I don't know how to put no oil in my car.
Like, stuff like that. That was my thing. Because I was big on, like, bro, I'm not finna work a job if I don't feel like I was young. I was 20 years old. So, bro, if I feel like the job was too hard or not too hard, but you know what I'm saying, working me too hard, I'm gonna go find another one. You know what I'm saying? That might mean, shoot, I walk out of this job and I'm out of work for a couple weeks, or I'm out of work for a month. You know what I mean? It's just like, that was immature stuff that I had to grow out of. You know what I'm saying? To better myself, better our relationship. But what you say?
What I wish I knew before I got married. I don't know. I don't think I ever thought about that. I have to come back to that one. This one says, was the relationship hard before marriage, or did it flow easily? I don't think our relationship was hard. Our relationship was real cute, real like cupcake, real in love, like together every single day for hours, like on the phone all day, never missed a beat. Like our relationship wasn't hard at all.
Yeah.
We didn't experience hard until we got married.
Yeah.
And when I say hard, now that ain't cheating.
Yeah, we know what.
That ain't what I'm talking about. Now, you know, some people, that's their story, but that ain't now. We ain't no cheaters, okay? If you a cheater, it's okay. If you've been cheated on, it's okay.
If you a cheater, that ain't okay. That ain't okay.
You know what I mean? Like, that's some people's story, though. You know, some people, God can really change you.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, it wasn't hard. Everything flowed. Everything, like my mama loved him, my daddy loved him, his mama loved me, his family loved me. Like, we was really friends. Like,
yeah,
we was best friends.
My dog.
So my twin, yeah, no kids ain't. All right, next.
All right, next question is, do y'all make time for each other every day, and is it intentional time? This is something that we still working on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got kids too.
Yeah, got kids, 2 kids at that, 2 small kids. You know, like
a lot of responsibility.
Got our own stuff going on. Working full time. We both in school right now. You know, it's church responsibility. So it's a lot going on to where we don't have a lot of free time at all. So we have been, you know what I'm saying? We have been putting time aside that is intentional. Like, okay, look, when we come home, we have to spend time with the kids, get them in the bed. I might have homework. You might have homework. We might have to get practice in on our instruments, whatever the case may be. But it's like, okay, at a certain time, I got to cut this off. Like, okay, babe, let's go take a shower. Let's watch a movie together, get in bed, you know what I'm saying, together. And on the weekends and stuff, like, we making a big effort to like start dating each other again. It's kind of the stage.
Time.
Yeah, that's kind of the stage we're in right now.
We dating again.
We just coming off of a date. You know
yeah, because when we first got married, we were dating each other. But once I got pregnant and, you know, life just started just moving, I feel like we lost sight of dating each other. We never fell out of love, nothing like that, but it was just like we was going through the motions.
Yeah.
So once we decided, hey, like, we can't keep doing this. We want to be together for the rest of our life. In order to do that, we have to date each other. We've been in love.
Stupid, bro.
But no, for real. What the question is, I forgot.
Do we make intentional time for each other?
We're learning. We're learning how to do that again. Like, and all the time you spend with each other, like, intentional does not mean you gotta always go out on a date. It doesn't mean you gotta always spend money. But intentional time is just like, let's put the phones up. Let's focus on each other. Sometimes we go in the studio together. Like, he's a musician, I'm a singer. That's bonding time for us. It's work, but at the same time we bonding.
Yeah. And then also, I want to say something else. In making intentional time for each other could just be like okay, before I go do this, let me just sit down and talk to my wife. How your day been? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Let's talk, like, how you feeling, what's going on, this and that. And then, you know, we might have our individual stuff that we have to do, but you gotta at least make time to, you know, talk about your day, at least if you don't have time to actually spend.
Okay. Did y'all do premarital counseling? No. Jesus was our counselor.
Telling the whole way through.
What's one thing you've learned or unlearned to make your marriage work? I can do it myself. Oh, also, when I first got married, I used to call my daddy for everything because I'm daddy's girl. Like, that's twin, and my twin flame on Jesus, on mommies. So I had to, like, my towel be flat. I'm calling my daddy. You know, I used to call my daddy about everything. But, like, when I got married, I had to understand, like, okay, this is the man of your house. You don't have to call your daddy for everything. And, you know, that might offend him, you know. So I had to chill. You know, let me talk to my husband first. Let me tell my husband first.
Somebody said, a real simple question, is marriage hard? I'm not going to say it's hard.
It's work.
But, yeah, it's work. It's not easy. But, man, if you got love, man, if you got God and you got love, a true love for it, because you might not always be in love. Like, you might wake up, y'all don't argue, you ain't feeling them. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, y'all ain't
can't stand each other.
Y'all ain't clicking right then and there. So it gotta be more than love. That's why you gotta have a good foundation. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be built on God. Or it will be hard. But you're gonna have some trying times, financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you know, like, yeah.
I think it was so challenging for us, because in the first few years of marriage, a lot of people don't make it, but at the same time, like, those are the years where people feel like this is your honeymoon stage, and I feel like we didn't have a honeymoon stage. I feel like we're in our honeymoon stage right now. Like, we just got to 5 years, and I feel like now we've entered into our honeymoon stage. When we first got married, I got pregnant. He lost his job. I started school, so I couldn't work. So it was just a lot of things going on at once. We was trying to learn how to be mama and daddy. At the same time, learn how to be husband and wife. So it was just a lot. But it's not hard, though. It's work. You ain't just going to be having sex all day. It ain't that.
No.
And if you think it is, you don't need to get married for that reason. I mean, let me just, because that is a good reason to get married, because you don't want to go to hell. This question is, how do you navigate being in a relationship with your spouse who is a pastor and prophet while you are also a strong intercessor and general in the spirit realm, especially when we don't always see eye to eye? So if I'm understanding that question correctly, it's how do you navigate being in a relationship with your spouse and at the same time handle your Christian duties, like, or roles? That sound like what it is? For example, when you don't see eye to eye, he is MD. I'm the praise team leader. We have to always communicate in church and out of church. If I'm upset with him at home or whatever happened at home, I try not to take that into the pulpit, because when I get into the pulpit, when I'm doing the work that God has set out, it's not about me. It's not about what happened. It's about God. I'm handling God's business. So I can have an attitude in the natural, but I'm telling him this is the song we're going to do. I'm still communicating with him when I'm singing. And 9 times out of 10, once I'm done singing, I don't even be thinking about what I was mad at him about, because the Holy Spirit done moved all that out the way.
Yeah.
So if you're in a role like that where your husband is a pastor or musician, whatever the case may be, and y'all are handling like church business together, Leave all that at home. Leave all that outside of church. Pray before you get in there. Put your pride aside to pray. What you say?
I could say like another point too. It comes with responsibility, like having a responsibility in the ministry. Like you have to work like while you're home. So a lot of times, like I say, I have to practice. I got songs for choir. I got songs for 2 choirs. I got songs for praise team. Multiple churches. So I'm having all this stuff, all these songs to learn. So that's taking away time that I can spend with my wife. You know what I mean? I got to practice, and I'm practicing for an hour, 2 hours, and my wife, like, even sometimes I come home on Sunday after church, and I'm playing the keyboard, like, preparing for the next, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, too. Like, and it's taking time away to pray, taking time away to read the Bible. I might lock myself in a room in the studio for an hour, 3 hours sometimes, and it's just like, I had to tell my wife in the beginning, like, this is what I do. Like, I'm a musician. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she would get upset and like, you in the studio all day, you not paying me no attention. And I'm like, look, this kind of what come with me. But I definitely don't put music before her. You know what I mean? I definitely make time for her. But yeah, you just gotta be understanding. And pray together. That make a big difference. Like, y'all pray together. Y'all both got, spiritual gifts. Y'all should definitely pray together. And that will help y'all come together closer to God. That will strengthen y'all relationship, strengthen you, and make you more fruitful in your work and in your ministry as well.
You're so anointed. But no, for real. So I just thought about the question I didn't answer. It said, what do you wish you knew about marriage before you got married? And I wish I knew that what came with marrying a musician. Like, knowing, like, I didn't really know that I was gonna have to share my husband. Like, I literally had to share him. Like, we don't get no weekends. During the weekday services, he rehearses, he plays for other churches. Like, even at home, like, he put in time at home. So it's just like, dang, like, sometimes I just be wishing I had my man, you know what I'm saying? So that's it. You got anything else you want to say regarding to marriage? Anybody that want to get married, any advice to them?
Yeah, if God put it on your heart to get married, bro, get married.
Do it. It's the best decision. I'm telling you.
Do it, bro. Don't worry about what your homeboy gonna say. Don't worry about what your parents gonna say. Like, bro, do it, because the Holy Spirit not gonna lead you to do nothing wrong.
And getting married is the right decision.
Yeah, if you know you met the one, like, you know what I mean, just trust and believe that God gonna provide everything for y'all to, do what y'all need to do.
Because he is.
He will.
I'm telling you. All you gotta do is make that first step, and he gonna take care of the rest. I'm telling you. Marriage is honorable. It's what God wants us to do. And yeah. But you gotta make sure the person that you're marrying, that y'all are equally yoked.
For sure. Because
if you're not, you're gonna live a life of it.
For sure.
You think marriage is work, but if you marry somebody and y'all are unequally yoked, your marriage is gonna be hell on earth.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. You never gonna have peace, nothing. If y'all don't have the same views, y'all can't even raise kids together.
Yeah.
You cannot, because y'all gonna disagree about everything. Like, so I don't know. Also, to my women out here, when you get this man, make sure you honoring him. Let him lead the house. Stop trying to lead everything.
All right.
Let that man be a man. Make him feel like he a man. And make him feel like he want it. Cook. Clean. Rub his feet. Run his bath water. I don't do it all the time, but do it sometimes. Get him a little something, a little piece of something. But yeah.
I got one more thing. To my fellas, bro. Hey, this could be for ladies too. Work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Before you get married, don't just think like all your problems and your issues gonna go away. Like she say, like, oh, well, like, say, for instance, you lazy. You don't want to work. You know what I'm saying? Don't think just because you get married, that's just going to turn around. Or say you struggle with a lust problem. You can't stop looking, think about women. For the ladies, you looking at every man that walk past you, you know, like, that's going to continue on. That's just not going to go away in your marriage.
It's going to get stronger.
It's going to get stronger. You know what I'm saying? So you got to work on that stuff, especially the spiritual stuff, for sure. And then just, like, stuff in the natural, you know what I'm saying? Bad habits. Work on that stuff now. Like, you don't want to get married and be a liability to your spouse. So,
work on yourself. Get yourself together. Don't wait for a man to come to say, oh, I'm gonna get this, I'm doing this. Do it for you, babes. And when that man come, he can add to your life. You don't want to not have anything going on, and then when that man come, he can give and take it all away. No, and that's not attractive. So yeah, wish us a happy anniversary, happy 5th year anniversary, and you know, forever to go. Also, we just dropped a song called Never Letting Go.
so
Go ahead and scream it.
listen to that. We're gonna probably be playing it throughout the video.
Scream it. Yep, and that's it. Peace out.
Trust me and love me. That's what you told me.